Greetings, fam. It's me. I'm coming back with another video. This is somewhat consistent for me. I think the last one was about a week ago, 9, 10 days. And this is another one. Um, with COVID-19 still being a part of our lives and us being home, practicing healthy social distancing, and with a lot of businesses being closed and us working from home, this is actually giving me an opportunity to go ahead and produce some videos or create some videos for you all to share with you some things that I've discovered, some, books or music or some opinions that I have, and something we can hopefully dialogue about. So, this is actually going to be a book review. It is about, and this is going to be backwards because I am technologically challenged, but this is a book I've been reading lately. It's called Working the Root. Um, Over 400 years of traditional African American healing. The author is Michelle Ely. This book came really highly recommended in some of my Facebook groups dealing with African spirituality. And it was one of those books that was, everyone just was like, oh, it's so great. So finally, I really wanted it on Kindle. This really is a 5-star book. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. My only problem is, first of all, it's massive. Look at the size of this. And carrying this to and from work is really, really annoying. But since I'm home, I have more of an opportunity to read it. But even still then, I'm the kind of person, I like to read in the dark. Now that I have an iPad or a Kindle or whatever, like I love e-readers. I know everybody likes books. I like books too, but something about being in bed at night with all the lights off and reading a book just makes me feel like being a kid, and I really love it. And I really hope, Miss Lee, if you're out there, if you could make this on Kindle, like that would just be the bee's knees, because I would love that. But let's get into the review. So the book, it's a pretty big book, and it's broken up into a couple of different parts, and I'm just going to show that to you. So it's the healing narratives, which is the first part of the book. The second part of the book is the ailments and medicines, and she really goes into that quite a bit. There's also a section on working the powers, conjuring, and hoodoo remedies. Appendix. I really thought because I am studying to be an herbalist, I really thought that the herbal remedies would be my favorite part of this book. And oddly enough, it's the narratives. When I read those narratives, because my family is from the Delta, my father's from Mississippi, my mom's from Arkansas, and I grew up hearing tales like this, like hearing tales about haints and, about people making their own, growing their own food and canning it, which is something I'm getting into. I just ordered a canner and jars, and got lots of beans, and gonna be canning some food and putting things away because I'm going back to some of the old ways. Because one of the things that COVID-19 has taught me is that you should always be prepared. And as people of African descent, and probably people just in general, you should always have some food put away in your pantry or in your kitchen. You should always have some extra. There should never be a time where you're worried about your food supply. And unfortunately, with this pandemic, a lot of us, myself included, we had to play catch up. So we had to, rush out and buy extra food, because honestly, when right after they declared that we were all going to be, this was happening, going in the grocery stores, like people were buying so much stuff. It was one of those things like you were worried that you weren't going to be able to have enough food. And I remember it was just slightly terrifying, because I'm used to, I grew up in America. I go to the grocery store every week to get what I need, because this is the quote unquote land of plenty. If anything, COVID has taught us, not necessarily. You need to have some backup. So like I said, I ordered a pressure canner. I ordered a saver one of those super saver things, so you can have more room in your freezer. Just making sure that my household is taken care of. And once this is over, I really plan to get into prepping, because as a person of African descent, I don't feel like I just don't ever want to get caught out there again. This was cutting it a little close because, I mean, and it could still go left. Hopefully not. I really hope not. I'd really like to be outside at some point in May, living my best life, but I need to know always that food and supplies are available. But back to the book. So, this was really the narratives, and I have done some reading of the ailments, the healing part of it, which is really interesting too. It's really good. A lot of information, a lot of stuff I didn't know. Like I didn't know that our parents, our forebears, were so big on golden seal. Like with the stuff that we have in our cabinets, I didn't know that that was something. My family never mentioned it. Um, my family is interesting because, and then this may be a case for a lot of you, is that my grandmother and her sisters, they gardened. Like that was a thing. And when my family moved to the north, my mom, that's those are old ways. We can go to the supermarket. I got a job. I don't have time for that. So that's a skill that was lost in our family. Like we don't know how to garden. We don't know how to can. These are things that now that I have the time and seeing that how important they are, that I have the opportunity to learn those skills. So that's what one of the things that I'm doing during this time is just really learning how to have a fully prepped kitchen for any type of disaster. But reading the narratives in this book was like sitting down and talking to my great aunts and my grandma and just really learning about, healing through the African American tradition. Not, these people were like, we go and we dig up this root or this that's root or and we steep it for 2 days in hot water, and then you just go and take a tablespoon, and you don't need no doctor. And talking to people that I know, family members, and they're, oh well, I'm on this medication, I'm on that medication, I've got this ailment, and these are people in their 40s and 50s. They're not even old people, and they're taking all of this medication. Like, what kind of society are we living in when the great Mother Earth provides us everything that we need? And I'm not saying that I'm against Western medicine. I do go to doctors, dentists, eye doctors, all that stuff. I do go to doctors because diagnostically, you can't really beat them. They'll tell you what's wrong. I kind of feel like you should go to doctors and find out what's going on. And then you should go to your cabinet and start working on cures for that. Start doing your own research so that you don't have to necessarily depend on allopathic medicine. Because what if you don't have insurance? What if there's no welfare for you? How are you going to survive? What remedies do you know that are going to help with this? And there's some things maybe herbal remedies cannot help with. Sorry. I don't know everything, nor do I profess to know everything, but I feel like people need to be a little bit more proactive in their healing. We should not, doctors are not gods. They are people, they have studied. We should study. We should learn about how our bodies work and give them the best things that we can. That's herbs, foods, beverages, the best tools that we can so that we have the best bodies. And I kind of feel like this book is in line with that. It really is in line with our ancestral ways. How to grow things, how to, preserve vegetables, how to have a sustainable lifestyle off the land. And like I said, the only problem I have with this book is the size of it. Look at it compared to my head. And it's thick. And I take the bus to work because it takes me right to my job. Do you know how heavy this book is? Like, carrying this book to and from work so I can read it on my lunch hour. Like, oh yeah, this does blah, blah, blah. This is a heavy book. Like if this were just on a tablet form. But the upside is, the tablet you can't, I can't go in and highlight. I can't, that's not a thing. Well, you can, but it's not the same. You can't bookmark it, and I bookmark the hell out of books. So, but I just really wanted to come on here and let people know, if this is a book that you've been looking at, go ahead, get it. It is worth your time. It is worth your money. This is an aspect of your history. This is right up there with, as Black women, Jambalaya, Tapping Her Power Within. Oh, what was that other book that I reviewed recently? Not with this one, but it's one of my other it's one of my other reviews that I really really loved. Any of those books that really discuss healing traditional African religion, this should be counted among them. So let me know if it's something you've read, if something you're interested in. I'd really love to dialogue about this. And hopefully I'll be up here next week and make another video. I've got time. Hopefully you have some time to watch it. Have a great day. Be blessed. Stay safe out there. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.